Hello students, welcome to our online section of chapter discussion. Today we are going to have a very new chapter to be discussed, that is Consumers Protection. Now Consumers Protection Act, it was first passed in the year 1986 to safeguard the interest of the consumers, in the sense that to protect the rights of the consumers, okay, to protect the means moral duties were given, and to protect the rights of the consumers certain duties were also given to the consumers. But there has been a drastic change since 1986. There has been a drastic change since 1986 in science and technology. Okay, we are in the eras of what? Digitalization. Okay, everything is nowadays digitalized. Your banking system is digitalized. Your service utilities are digitalized. Everything is digitalized. So, in this digitalization world, there are certain new challenges. To meet or to cope up these new challenges, the new Consumers Protection Act was passed in the year 2019, that was the last year, in the month of August. The new Consumers Protection Act was passed. So, we are going to have a detailed discussion of the new Consumers Protection Act, which was passed in the year 2019 on August 6th. Before going on to the topic, we must know why we feel that there should be a Consumers Protection Act. Now, protection of a consumers, it is necessary. Why it is necessary, we have to know that. It is obvious that consumers must be protected. They must be protected. They must be protected from means unhealthy competition. They must be protected from means violations, or they must be protected from any kind of malpractices by the sellers. Okay, the consumers are to be protected. The consumers are needed to be protected. Now, the need for a Consumers Protection Act arises because of the following reasons. Some number one is service motive. Yes, the sole objective of the business is not earning profit. Not earning profit. Though we say that business mean to make profit, to earn profit, business is all based on earning profit. But any business will flourish only when it serves the interest of the customers or consumers. Hence, service motive is the basis or the source of any business. That means service motive. That motive of any business should be to provide service. And keeping this, the protection of the consumers comes, because when the businessmen are conscious regarding the services provided to the customers, they are highly conscious in protecting the interest of the consumers. Then comes consumer is the king. Yes, consumer. The main aim of any business is to satisfy the consumers. That means the consumers must go satisfied. In order to satisfy the consumers, the business must provide good quality product and services, because the businessmen, they know the fact that the consumers are who? They are the king of the market. See, consumers, when they come alone, and when they go unsatisfied, they take away 100. And that if one satisfied customer goes back, then he will bring hundreds of more customers or consumers. So that is why consumers is regarded as king. It is through consumer satisfaction the expansion of the business is possible. It is through consumer satisfaction the business can earn more and more profit. It is through consumer satisfaction the business can survive in a long run. So the survival of the business is based on consumers, and consumers are the king of the market. So the king must be satisfied. If the king is satisfied, his subjects are all happy. Who is the king? King is the consumer. And who are the subjects? The subjects are the businessmen. So if the consumers are satisfied, the businessmen, no doubt, will be satisfied with expansion of the business, will be satisfied with the profit motive of the business. Okay. Consumers education. Yes, nowadays importance of Consumers Protection Act is to create awareness. It's to create awareness among the consumers about their rights as well as responsibilities. About their rights as well as responsibilities by organizing small workshop or seminar, or giving them confidence to take legal action against any unfair trade practices and all. So consumers education. So here we need that Consumers Protection Act must be there. Okay. And unity among the consumers. Yes, consumers protection aims at organizing consumers as a group, bringing them together to fight collectively against any kind of unfair trade practices. Then comes ethical obligations. Yes, business without moral values cannot survive in a long run. A business without any moral value cannot survive in a long run. Therefore, consumers protection is the ethical obligations of every business. That means to protect the interest of the consumers, to protect the rights of the consumers is the basic ethics of a business. That means the basic ethics of the businesses. Then comes power. Yes, business exercises considerable power over the society. Okay, it is the responsibility of the business to use the power in such a way that it can bring proper image in the society without damaging the social interest. There you need what consumers protection. Consumers protection is required where the business is having a considerable power, and to make use of the power properly, the businessman must oblige to the society. Society in the sense must be obliged towards the consumers. So coming into this part, needs for a consumer's protection, we have service motive, we have consumers are king, we have consumers education, we have unity among the consumers, we have some ethical obligations where you feel that because of these things the consumer's protection is needed, is really needed. Now if you talk about the rights of the consumers, yes, as a consumers, what are my rights? What are my rights? So the law has provided certain rights to the consumers. Certain rights have been provided. Right to safety. Yes. The Consumers Protection Act has given right to safety against any kind of hazardous product, any kind of product which are threat to our life. Okay. And this right particularly applies in the case of medicine, pharmaceutical, foodstuff, automobiles and all. Okay, these are the areas where you have been given certain rights, that is right to safety. Products should not cause any kind of physical damage to the consumers or put them into any kind of difficulties. This is what right to safety is all about. Right to be informed. Yes, this right mentioned that the consumers must be informed about the quality of the product, about the quantity of the product, about the basic informations of the product, may it be its composition, may it be how to use. Okay, every details must be provided to the consumers. If it is a delicate item, the cartons must contain the handle with cares information also. Okay, right to choose. Yes, as I told you, consumers are the king in the market. The consumers must have the right to choose between the different product at a competitive prices. That's why when you go to the malls and all, no one is there to tell you don't remove this, don't do this, don't do this, because they know you have the option of the choice. You can choose whether you buy or not. That is not the factor. The factor is that whether you are allowed to choose or not. After taking so many choices also, you at last are unsatisfied and say, no, I'll not buy today. Acha nahi lag raha hai. You will see like this. That means right to choose. Okay, there is no seller's monopoly in the market. No seller's monopoly in the market. Sellers cannot say that you have to buy this whether you buy or not buy. No, these things are not there. Right to seek redressal. Yes, when a consumer feels that he is being exploited. When a consumer feels that he is being exploited, in that case, he has the right to appeal for justice to different forums which are available for him. Okay. There are consumers court at district level, at state level and national level where the grievances of the consumers are heard. Where the grievances of the consumers are heard. So, right to seek redressal, this is one more right of a consumer. Right to be heard, yes. The purpose of this right is to ensure that consumers get due recognition in the consumer's court. Due recognition or the redressal forum. Basically, when a consumer is felt exploited, he has the right to approach the court of law to voice his complaint. That means to voice his complaint, he has the right to approach the court of law. This right include the right to protect and representation in the government. And the above rights are meaningless without the right to be heard. That means right to safety, right to be informed, right to choose, and right to seek redressals are all useless if the consumer is being not heard in the court. Right to consumers education. Yes, consumers must be aware of their rights, must have access to enough information while making consumption decisions. That means all information must be provided to him. All the information must go in front of him. Such information can help him to take a proper decisions of purchase, whether to purchase or not. If, then how much to purchase, at what price to be purchased. All information is, all the decisions are taken by the consumers when he is provided with all the related informations, and the related information will come when he is being provided proper education regarding the product. Right to healthy environment. Yes, consumers have the right to protect against environmental pollutions. No businessman, no business can violate this right, because as a consumer we are the king, and the king has the right to live in a healthy environment. Non-renewable sources of energies of the countries to be conserved, okay, so that the future generation do not face any kind of challenges also. So healthy environment is one of the right of the consumers. If you go beyond this rights, you have right to easy access, right to the access of technology. Suppose I am in a bank, okay, if I am in a I'm in a bank, I am a customer in a bank, okay, and one customer is being provided with digital mode of payments and all, and I'm not being able to access that. I have the right to ask for it. Bank cannot deny to me. So there are so many rights, but the basics rights are seven. That is right to safety, right to information, right to choose, right to seek redressal, right to be heard, and right to consumers education, and finally right to healthy environment. So I hope if you have heard all these things, okay, and if you read the text from there, you will understand more better. So till then, thank you very much. Take care.